50,000 people used to live here. Now it's a ghost town.
This is undoubtedly the most famous quote from any game in the Call of Duty franchise. From the moment I played the missions all gillied up in one shot one kill, I was hooked on the concept of sniping, and I believe these missions introduced the majority of the snipers in the community we see today.
Don't let your guard down. We're not there yet.
These missions take place 15 years prior to the events of the COD 4 campaign. You and your sniper commander, Captain MacMillan, are deployed in an abandoned city to assassinate the infamous warlord, Imran Zakhaev.
I was just a lieutenant back then, doing some wet work. Chernobyl, Christmas for the bad guys. Even a decade later, a lot of them still used it to get their hands on nuclear material. A lot of them, including one, Imran Zakhaev. Of course, we couldn't just let that happen. Cash for spent fuel rods. That's one hell of a recipe for destruction. It was the first time our government had authorized an assassination order since the Second World War. I was under the command of Captain MacMillan.
In these missions, players are transported back in time to 1986. Amidst the aftermath of one of the largest man-made disasters in history, the Chernobyl nuclear disaster. On April 26, 1986, Reactor 4 at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Pripyat, Ukraine exploded, releasing an unprecedented amount of radioactive material into the atmosphere.
Look at this place. 50,000 people used to live in the city. Now it's a ghost town. Never seen anything like it.
Over 50,000 people living in Pripyat were evacuated, believing it would be a temporary measure. However, to this day, the area remains uninhabitable, with an almost 19-mile radius known as the Exclusion Zone.
Too much radiation. We'll have to go around. Follow me and keep low. Careful. There's pockets of radiation all over this area. If you absorb too much, you're a dead man.
Many of the first responders, including firefighters, suffered severe radiation poisoning and tragically died shortly after the explosion. The reactor's exposed core necessitated the construction of a sarcophagus a few months later to contain the radiation. Although it was a temporary solution, the new safe confinement was built in 2016 to last 100 years. The developers of Call of Duty have meticulously recreated these real-life locations. The iconic Ferris wheel and the swimming pool in Pripyat are eerily similar to their real counterparts. After the disaster, all vehicles and helicopters exposed to radiation were abandoned in one area, now known as the Vehicle Graveyard. The map Wasteland from Modern Warfare 2, which was also remastered in the Modern Warfare 3 reboot, takes inspiration from this area. You can even spot the fire trucks that were parked by the plant on that fateful night. When the explosion first occurred, helicopters flew dangerously close to the reactor, dropping sand and boron in an attempt to extinguish the fire. Unfortunately, one of these helicopters crashed when its propeller struck a crane line. These maps are not just battlegrounds, but a haunting reminder of a historical tragedy.